Hello everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. You're watching JCTV on the Xbox One console. This is Ninghan Farms, episode number 12. Thanks for tuning in, folks. You may be looking around the farm and saying to yourself, what is all that equipment for? What are those conveyor belts? Why is that slurry wagon there? Well, I'll tell you folks, as soon as we're done cleaning up the animals, we are going to just clean up the chickens just a little bit. And what we're going to do is, after this, we're going to clean up the pigs and the cows. And then we are going to create, that's right, I said create a manure extraction system out of these conveyor belts. And we're going to make it a little bit easy so that we don't actually have to pick up the manure at all. We're not going to touch it. We're not going to pick it up with the universal bucket you see there with the chicken feed in it. We're not going to use the shovel or anything like that. We're going to use conveyor belts and the magic of automation to get rid of all of the manure and put it into a trailer. Let's just we're just going to clean this up over here. All the silage is on the other side. All right, let's just go clean up the cows really quickly, and then we will get to the pigs, and then we will start manufacturing our manure extraction system. And as always, folks, while we're doing this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Drop a like on the video, ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. You don't want to miss anything. Don't forget to come and follow us on all of our social media campaigns either. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, you name it, we are there. There's even a small PayPal link there. If you feel so inclined to send a donation my way, that would be fantastic. Donations are never expected, folks, but obviously always appreciated. And there's a new link there from sprizzy.com if you're looking to grow your own YouTube channel. Check out sprizzy.com, SPRIZZY, for all of your YouTube needs. And now that all of that stuff is out of the way, we can continue cleaning up the little piggies. Let's just pick up the pig food and we'll dump this right back into the trough. And then we'll get to extracting this manure with our contraption. I don't know who remembers that game, The Incredible Machine. That's always what this reminds me of. Why is there still pig food visible in there when it says 0? Alright, what are you doing? No. Maybe it's just a graphical glitch. Who knows? I don't think there's any pig food left in there. Alright, who remembers that game, The Incredible Machine? That's always what this reminds me of when we rig up contraptions like this to make our life on the farm a little easier. So let's just mosey on over here to La Conveyor Belt. And we will test out this system. Now what I want to do, instead of having two different dump sites, we are actually going to dump the pig manure into the cow manure collection bin. I don't think that's ever been done before, but because of the close proximity of the two manure bins, we should be able to dump one into the other with this extra long conveyor belt you see here. So it should reach right across. It just means that we have to be careful driving underneath it when we put the telescopic conveyor belt out. You'll see what I mean. I think that's what it's called. Let's jump into one of these little belts right here, and then we will drive this into the pig manure bin. Now you'll see as soon as we get close enough to the manure, it's going to start filling up the belt. The belt itself is already on and it's set to collect. So let's just put this in here, and you'll see any second now it's going to fill up. There we go. So your belt doesn't even have to be anywhere close to the manure in order to pick it up, which is fantastic because these little belts have a wide range. So we're just going to put this in as far as we can, just so that we can attach that longer belt enough so that it can get underneath it and stretch across. So here we go. We're going to use this one right here. We are going to have to maneuver this a little bit back this way. Conveyor belts are fun, folks. If you don't use conveyor belts to pick up and move various things that are on the ground, then you're missing out. It's a lot of fun. It automates your life, makes things a little bit easier. And we're going to have to move that out of the way. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, we're stuck on the hill. I'm just going to have to lift that up. There we go. And turn. And forward just a little more. There we go. Turn again. Yeah, I like using conveyor belts. It makes everything a whole lot easier to move around and pick up. So we just got to position everything properly. You could use conveyor belts for pretty much anything. Crops, manure, you name it. Anything that you dump on the ground can be picked up with the first little conveyor belt you see there, and then put into some type of truck with the larger conveyor belt you see here. Oh, and I inadvertently turned this belt on as well. Where's that manure going? And he's going right there on the ground. Alright, so we're going to have to clean that up first before we put that back into the bin. First, we're going to shut that off so it stops unloading. Yeah, we now got a pile of manure on the ground there. Let's move this belt out of the way. We'll just back you up just a little bit so we can pick up that little bit of a poop mess. And then we'll zip on over and grab the universal bucket tractor, which is over here somewhere. Oh, it's over by the pigs. That's right. Let's bring that over real quick. And hopefully that graphical mismatch of pig food there in the bucket will not hinder my chances of picking up this manure. Let's just back up this way. And then we'll just dump this right back into the bin, and then you'll see it load onto the conveyor belt. So as long as that small conveyor belt is anywhere within the vicinity of your manure, it's always best to turn it on and drive it in slow just to see where the cutoff limits are. There we go, we'll pick that up. Perfect, and it did not impact the pig food that was there. And so it's always good to drive your belt in slowly and then figure out where the cutoff proximity is for whatever you're trying to pick up, because it does have a wide range. You can see we dumped it about 10 feet away from the belt, and it just picked it up and put it back onto the belts. So now it's not going anywhere. It's literally stuck there until we turn on that larger belt. So what we need to do is jump out of the tractor one more time, jump back into this larger conveyor belt here, and then we're going to raise it up a little bit more and then telescope the arm outwards so that it reaches into the cow pen, just like so. And I think that should be good. It's going right in there. So one bin will dump into the other bin, and then we can have the cow bin dump into that green tractor green trailer you see right up above beside the food and fertilizer shop there. So there we go. Manure is in the cow bin. Perfect. So now all we need to do is rig up the cow collection system, and then we will be all done. So you can see here now that there's more manure in here than there was before. Alright, so let's go grab this other little belt, and this is going to be one less thing to do every day. We're not going to have to empty the manure because the cow manure is going to go right into that trailer, and we'll only have to sell it when it reaches full capacity, which is 21,000 liters, which will be quite some time because we only have 10 cows. So, wow, this thing is going really, really fast. Slow down, Mr. Conveyor Belt, slow down. And the same thing with the pig manure conveyor belt. We're just going to drive this in. We know we don't have to put it all the way in, but there you go. See, it picked it up all the way from out here. So we're just going to drive this in because we want to leave some room to get the harvester and other equipment through here. So we're going to back this up as far as we can go before it hits the manure. And that way the conveyor belt will just pick it up as it falls, and we don't need to worry about it. Alright, so the little belt is in place and on. Let's move the larger grim, I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Let's move this into position, and then we'll lift that boom arm up as we go. And then we'll drive the trailer and put the trailer underneath it. And then that will be that. There we go. So now that conveyor belt is filling up. All the manure is picked up off the ground. And then it should stop right there until we put the trailer underneath it. It will only dump it onto the ground if you choose to overload. So if you have stop overloading on, then it's going to stop at the end of the conveyor belt. If not, then you're going to have to clean up a little poopy mess like we did earlier. So always make sure that your conveyor belts are set to stop overloading until you get a trailer underneath it. And the fact that a trailer is there will automatically trigger the conveyor belt to empty itself into the collection bucket. which is what we're doing now. So let's just move this over here, and you'll see as soon as we move the trailer underneath, the belt will automatically start depositing the manure into the trailer. There you go. Perfect. Just like so. And that's how you do that. We now have a standard manure collection system where we don't have to worry about cleaning anything up. So it's just going to auto-empty the manure for us. Automation is a wonderful thing. We've automated the sheep feeding on a couple of maps. If you're following the Sheamus Outback map, we do have the Sheep Feeder 3000 system in place where we feed the sheep with conveyor belts and just piles of grass that have accumulated onto the ground. Can we drive this tractor underneath here? Oh, barely. We hit the conveyor belt just a little bit. That's not a good idea. The little case tractor will probably get under there, but not the larger case tractor. So we'll just leave that one out here, and it looks like we can get the harvester and header through there as well. So we did actually purchase a slurry wagon off camera. It is here. We need to empty the slurry. We only have 10 pigs and 10 cows, so we only need one slurry wagon right now. And we'll just fill it up from both of them because it's all the same. So we'll just back this up here, fill up the slurry, and then we'll drive it on over to the pig pen and fill up the slurry there, which is right over... Which side are we? I think we're on this side over here, right beside the hay, the straw blower. There it is. So we can just drive this in right here and then fill that up. And then we should be able to just back up and put it somewhere. Let's see. We'll just bring it back around. Alright, then I think we need to do a little bit of animal maintenance as well. Once this is now completed, we do need to get some water. I did observe a water station just outside of the gate, so we're going to go test that out to see if there's a water station there. And I noticed another crater full of water that is just on the other side of our farm on field 11, I believe it is. So we're going to go take the water tank over there and see if, one, that water station does work, and two, if we can use the other crater that's closer to fill up the water tank instead of going across the street and through the field over the hills and far away. It'll be much easier just to go this route. So let's see. Let's just zip out of the farm here really quickly. We're just going to go this way. Now that water station is just on the road, just outside of the road here. If we keep driving forward a little bit, there is a green water station right here outside the gate. I'm not really sure who owns it. I'm not sure if we need to own that land to use it. But let's see, let's just back the trailer up here. And we are not getting the fill trigger, so I'm guessing we cannot use this water station. Oh well. I think we're just going to have to bite the bullet and buy our own at some point. I think it's like $5,000 and it offers free water. That other crater is right over here. I'm not actually sure why these ginormous holes are here filled with water. There is not an irrigation ditch attached to this one, so I'm not really sure why we have a big hole full of water on this map. But let's try and back the trailer up. Oh, we're hitting a tree. This one seems a little bit more problematic than the other one. I'd rather drive a couple of feet more for convenience than hit stuff. Let's see, there we go. We're getting the fill trigger right here. So now we can fill up the water tank right here. And we will just sit and wait for the water tank to finish filling up. It's almost done. And then we can drive it back to the cows and the pigs, fill them up with some water. And I think they're good with feed and stuff right now. They don't really need anything other than water. Let's drive around this guy's field. That's a big field. Hindsight, we should have bought this one. So that way we would own that water source and it wouldn't matter. Alright, let's get back to the farm and we'll fill up the cows and the pigs. Oh, we can drive right through there. Perfect. Maybe that is a little more convenient. Who knows? All right. Where are we going? Let's go here first. Water the cows, and then we'll go and water the pigs. And then I think it's just going to be a short episode today. We don't really have much else to do. I'm not really in the mood to start seeding right now, but maybe we'll tackle that next episode. We'll seed all those fields and harvest them one more time, and then maybe buy some more animals. Who knows? Let's just get this done. We're watering the pigs. There we go. We can leave the water trailer right here. Alright, that looks good. And what are we going to do now? Let's go check. We should bring up the animal menu just to see if everything's okay before we go. Let's just drive the tractor out of the way. And we'll go over here real quick. And let's just check and see what the animals are doing. So the pigs are absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with the pigs. Cows, however, could use another trailer full of TMR, which is purchased out of the food and fertilizer shop. So we can go do that, and then I think we'll call it a day. Let's get over to the trailer, which is over on the feed side. Oh, there's more manure going in. The system's working. All right. I'm very happy to see that the conveyor belt system for the pigs and the cows is working flawlessly. All right, there we go. Little miniature trailer. I need to upgrade this trailer as well. We should customize that at some point. Let's switch tractors, shall we? Just so we can drive under that conveyor belt. Make things a little bit easier. And then we don't have to go the long way around all the time. There we go. We'll just jump in the small Valtra tractor. I think I called it a case tractor before, but it's actually a Valtra. It's just the same color scheme. Let's see. Can we fit with no problems? Can we fit under the conveyor belt? Low bridge, low bridge. Terrain, terrain. Pull up, pull up. There we go. Perfect. And let's get into the food and fertilizer shop. We'll grab a load of TMR for 4,000 liters of food, and then we will feed it to the cows. And then I think we're going to call it a day. There's not really much else to do around here. All right, let's drive this over here. Feeding the cows, total mixed ration. It's much cheaper and easier than doing anything else. There we go. Perfect. And the cows, okay, they're in the green. That's good enough for me. And perfect. All right. So that is going to wrap up this episode, folks. Remember, if you have not already done so, hit that subscribe button for me in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Drop a like on the video if you like what you've seen, and ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. You don't want to miss anything, folks. You're watching Farming Simulator 19, played on the Xbox One console. This was Ninghan Farms, episode number 12. My name is JCTV, saying, see you later.